Not Deontay Wilder, is it?
Yeah, silence Deontay Wilder. But this is the first time I'm talking about Wilder, so I don't know what excuses he thinks I'm making. I'm a throwback fighter. Check the resume. I've been in with all of them. The new school, the old school, and there's still a lot more to do. I'm fighting a great fighter in Usyk. I'll fight them all. So Wilder's just another one in the pecking order, no problem. So I don't know what excuses he's talking about. And, you know, talk is cheap. It's the cheapest thing to buy on earth is talk. I'm an elite level fighter. I'm not one of those tomato cans he's knocked out. So you better watch what he's saying and, you know, have a reality check, because when they come to me and him to face, I know what I'm capable of doing. That's all that matters at the end of the day. I can say all of this, but I just know who I am, and that's all that matters.
Those are the words of Anthony A.J. Joshua as he pretty much warns Deontay Wilder, like, watch what you say. I'm not one of those tomato cans, you know, and I'm an elite fighter. And I think that Anthony Joshua was just responding to the accusations of Wilder, one of his many, you know, and then to start this off, he was like, I don't know what excuses he's talking about. I ain't made any excuses. And like I told you guys, I did a video a few weeks ago, and that's the problem I had with what Wilder said in that situation. He said, oh, well, I'm hearing, and he said that more than once. He was like, I'm hearing, hey, Joshua and them, they are already making excuses. I'm like, okay, where did you hear that from? You know, I mean, that's not even really the thing to say, because that's not what you asked. And I think, you know, it's almost like, hey, I can avoid a fight by saying that another guy don't want it. That's why Joshua said what he said. Like, hey, talk is cheap. What are you really talking about? You know what I mean? Like, and I wondered that myself. I'm like, you weren't even talking about Anthony Joshua. So how the fuck can Anthony Joshua be making excuses not to fight you already when he didn't even know he was going to fight you or you were going to be in the picture? Deontay Wilder rise like the phoenix in the ashes. Right? I mean, that's what he did. I mean, he came out of nowhere, won the decision. He's fighting Tyson Fury. They asked him, what's your plans to do after Tyson Fury, after you beat him, hopefully? And he says, and they asked him about Joshua. He fucking clams up. You guys remember that? You guys don't remember that? Okay, let me play it for you.
Is then the focus Anthony Joshua?
You asking me?
Yeah.
There you go. Look how he... You mean you asking me? Yeah, motherfucker, that was a question, and it was almost like, why did you ask me the question you just asked me? I thought this was about Tyson Fury. It's open season on Fury, but please don't ask me about that shit. And let's not even talk about the conference shit, because, I mean, you had a lot to say when a person wasn't around. You can't slice or dice that shit whatsoever. So, you know, come on. But you're just saying another man that you're not going to fight is making excuses. That's just very convenient to say right now. But I'm glad that Joshua came out and said, like, what the fuck excuses is he talking about? Oh, yeah, by the way, you were quiet as a church house mouse, right? When the conference was. That's what Joshua was saying, okay? You know, I did a little insight on that, you know, to explain what I was told partially about why he didn't. But then, again, a gag order, you know, is not like you can answer some questions. Like, let me be quiet. You know what I mean? I think maybe he didn't know which ones to answer and which ones he couldn't or whatnot. But to say Joshua back to him, hey, he's making excuses. That's just to inform him like, hey, I'm not making excuses. Where did you hear that from? And watch what you say, because I'm not one of those guys you knocked out years ago that have everybody, you know, good for a highlight reel. It's good for that type of shit. It's good for a presentation of what you can do. But if those guys aren't on the level, you don't really have a leg to stand on. See, Tyson Fury That fight is very important to Wilder because he has to make amends. He has to. At the end of the day, he has to make amends. So I could see why he's fighting so hard. But as far as Anthony Joshua, if he beats Tyson Fury, like a lot of people hope he does, like I hope if he beats Tyson Fury, like I told Deontay Wilder indirectly, fight Joshua. No excuses, no bullshit. And this is just clearing everything up, okay? What Joshua said, I'm not making excuses. You want to come see me, come see me. But don't do that. Don't say, oh, I heard he's making excuses. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, I don't know if he actually heard that from somebody or mandatories. And if you're trying to use the mandatory bid, mandatories are a thing of life when it comes to a champion. So he has to come together with that WBC strap because unifications trump mandatories. Only if the mandatories are down for them or to take a step aside fee to fight the winner of those guys. But I mean, not everybody's going to do that. But don't just make up some shit if that's what he was doing, because we really don't know where he heard that from. Or he could have just said that just because he didn't want to fight Joshua, and that's not his focus point. And then that's the case, like I said in the last video, just say, hey, I'm focused on Tyson Fury. We're not going to be like Floyd. We're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about Tyson Fury. That's how he should have answered that. But to choke up the way he did, no, that wasn't cool. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Anthony Joshua, stating that I'm not making excuses. What the hell are you talking about? Watching what you say. Tell me what you guys think about Joshua's comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.